back from Japan, and today I couldn't do a video in my classroom today. I had lots of classes and people kept on walking in and stuff, so it was impossible. So I'm doing it here on the way home, and I'm walking in Japan. Yes, in Narita. Okay. This is Narita Newtown. Okay. So I'm going to try to multitask here. Take this video, read the verse for, well, actually the chapter for today, which is Matthew 23, and walk home at the same time. If you're wondering about the goggles, I have allergies, really bad hay fever, and I know you can't see it, but I'm also wearing a mask as well. It's a gel mask, so you can't see it. Alright, so let's get started. Chapter 23. Then spake, I'm using my old King James version, by the way, so I prefer the King James version to other versions of the Bible because it's closest to the truth, but it's a pain to read out loud. I can read it very well in my head, but when you have to slow down and actually read it out loud, it can be quite tricky. Alright, so please forgive me if I stumble on my words. Chapter 23. Alright, then spake... I'm wondering if you guys heard me there. Okay, we're going to start reading. Okay, chapter 23. I hope I didn't have my hand over the speaker. Anyway, so, then spake Jesus to the multitude and said to his disciples, saying, The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore, whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do. But do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. Okay? For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. So it's basically saying, okay, whatever they tell you to observe, observe it. But do not do after their works, because they say certain things, but they don't do them. It's all lip service. They expect others to do things, but they won't do them themselves. And they put a heavy burden on people around them. You got to do this, you got to do that, if you want to be accepted by God. But they don't do any of that themselves, okay? All right, but all their works they do for to be seen of men. So whatever they do, it's only to be glorified, you know, in the eyes of other men. They don't do it to glorify God. All right? They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge, it's like their robes, I think, and enlarge the borders of their garments, and love the uppermost rooms at feasts. They like the best spot at the table, right? Okay, and the chief seats in the synagogues, so they exalt themselves. And greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi, which is Hebrew for teacher. But be not ye called Rabbi, for one is your master, even Christ, and all ye are brethren. And call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father, which is in heaven. Neither ye be called masters, for one is your master, even Christ. But he that is greatest among you, you shall be his servant. I'm going to take a little detour here. Let's see if I can do this, okay? Without stepping in a hole or something. We shall see. Alright, verse 12. And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased. It means humbled, okay? So whoever lifts himself up in pride will be humbled or brought down. And he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. Means he'll be risen up. Okay? But woe unto you, scribes and the Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer. Therefore ye shall receive the greater damnation. So they pretend to do all these good things, but they're actually, you know, cheating the people, you know, and putting this burden on them, okay? And they pray and make show of their prayers, these long-winded prayers that don't mean anything to them, okay? It's all for show. All right, so moving on. Where was I? Okay, verse 15. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye compass sea and land to make one proselyte. And when he is made, ye make him twofold. more the child of hell than yourselves. Ooh. So instead of making disciples of God, they make disciples of hell, even worse than themselves. So that's a pretty strict thing. It's a pretty harsh thing that Jesus is saying to them. You know, you guys are like the sons of hell. He's basically calling them. And anyone who you make follow after you is twice the son of hell. Woe unto you, ye blind guides, which say, whosoever shall you shall swear by the temple, it is nothing. But whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor. Get that? Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gold or the temple that sanctified the gold? You know, so the scribes are telling people you should swear by the gold that's in the temple. You know, putting material worth over what's really important. And the temple actually is Jesus Christ. Okay? So, and whosoever shall swear by the altar, it is nothing, but whosoever sweareth by the gift that is upon it, he is guilty. Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater the gift or the altar that sanctifies the gift? Whoso therefore shall swear by the altar sweareth by it, and by all things thereon. And whoso shall swear by the temple sweareth by it, and by him that dwelleth therein. Okay? And he that shall swear by heaven sweareth by the throne of God, and by him that sitteth thereon. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law. You do all these things, but you forget all the more important things, is what he's saying. Like mercy. You forget mercy and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the others undone. So you do all these things, like you give sacrifices, and you pay tithes and mint and all this, but you don't, and expensive spices, but you don't give mercy. You don't give faith. All right? There's nothing in your heart behind these things, okay? Ye blind guides, which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. Okay, so that's... Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye make clean the outside of the cup and the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. So the outside is their outside appearance. The outside of the cup is their outside of appearance, but they don't wash the inside. Okay, they don't clean the inside of themselves. All right, so I'm going to kind of veer off a little bit. All right, verse 26. Thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are like unto white sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones. So sepulchres are sepulchres, I think, are huge tombstones. Okay, like tomb altar, like was it like little rooms? They're not they're tombs, but you have to actually go inside, and there's like a tomb that's like a little housing for a tomb for a dead body. Okay, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones, and of all uncleanliness. Even so you also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy, iniquity. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! Because you build the tombs of the prophets, and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous, and say, if we had been in the days of our father, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. Yeah, right. Wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets. Fill yourselves up with the measure of your fathers, ye serpents, you generation of vipers. Wow. Ye serpents, you generation of vipers. You know, for those of you who say, thou shalt not judge, Jesus is calling the Pharisees serpents and vipers. Okay, so he's judging them by their fruits, by what comes out of their mouth and stuff, okay? Wherefore you be witnesses unto yourself that you're the children. Okay, moving on. Verse 32. Verse 34. Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, some of them which you shall kill. You're going to kill and crucify them. And some of them shall be scourged in your synagogues, and you will persecute them from city to city, that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the earth of the righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias the son of Barachias. I'll say that 3 times. Whom you slew between the temple and the altar. Verily I say unto you, all these things shall come upon this generation. Okay. O Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stones them which are sent unto thee, how often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathers her chicken under her wings, and you would not. Behold, your house is left unto you desolate, for I say unto you, you shall not see me henceforth till you shall say, Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Okay, I think that's in Psalms 118 as well. The end. You'll not see me again until I'm seated at the right hand of my Father. I think you will not see me again. Let's see. For I say to you, let's read that again. Behold, for I say unto you, you shall not see me henceforth till you say, Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. It's the same exact thing that closes at the end of Psalms 118. Please check that though. All right, so that concludes Psalms 23. Not Psalms 23, Matthew 23. See, this is what happens when you multitask and walk and do all kinds of stuff at the same time. All right, I'm sorry if I sound scatterbrained. It's really hard to walk and do this, but I want to follow and obey my Lord's will, okay? So for all of you out there watching, I pray that you are blessed by this and that you understand this. And I ask that the Holy Spirit help you discern all of these verses. And have a nice day. In Yeshua's name. Bye!